Floodwaters unleashed from Indian dams have swept into Pakistan's Punjab province, leaving thousands of villagers stranded and entire communities underwater. The situation is worsening by the hour, with fears of even greater devastation ahead. In Qadirabad village, in Mandi Bahadan district, families are fleeing with whatever they can carry. Homes are destroyed, livestock drowned, and crops that once promised food and income are now lost beneath muddy waters. Residents say they have never witnessed flooding of this scale in decades. Stranded villagers plead for urgent rescue. With bridges cut off and roads washed away, many are trapped on rooftops or higher ground, waiting for relief. They say they fear the worst, that rising waters could submerge what little remains of their livelihoods. The disaster has been triggered by torrential monsoon rains, compounded by India's release of excess water from overflowing dams. The Ravi, Sutlej, and Chenab rivers, lifelines for Punjab's agriculture, have turned into raging torrents, forcing authorities to breach riverbanks to divert water. But instead of relief, this has spread flooding across more than 1,400 villages. Punjab is Pakistan's agricultural heartland, home to half the country's population and the backbone of its wheat, rice, and cotton production. With fields washed away and livestock gone, farmers warn of looming food shortages and economic hardship that could last long after the water recedes. According to Punjab's Disaster Management Authority, the release of water by India has worsened the scale of destruction.
Yesterday, around 10 to 11 a.m., floodwaters reached our village. As you see, the village is completely submerged, with water flooding every house. The impact is devastating. Crops destroyed, homes ruined, and grain stores spoiled. Despite the rescue team's arrival, the situation remains dire. If more water comes, even the partially spared houses might go under. The rising water level is unprecedented, and the village is severely affected.
Officials say 3 warnings were passed on by India this week, describing them as humanitarian measures. But for villagers on the ground, these warnings have brought little comfort. Displaced families recount sleepless nights. Mothers worry about feeding their children. Elderly residents say they have been uprooted multiple times, moving from one flooded area to another. The human cost is rising, and so too is the anger of those who feel abandoned by authorities. Rescue operations are underway, but the sheer scale of the flooding has left resources stretched thin.
Many families are stranded here, and the sudden floodwaters caught us off guard. Unfortunately, there was no prior warning or support from the administration. No transportation or rescue arrangements were made, leaving us without access to boats or aid. Families are anxious and the situation is dire. We've tried calling emergency numbers, but no one is responding. If the water rises further, the danger will intensify. Homes are destroyed, and people are left without shelter or livestock. We urge the government to provide immediate rescue and assistance.
Aid workers warn of an urgent need for food, clean drinking water, and medical supplies to prevent a humanitarian disaster. As waters continue to rise, the question for many villagers is not just when the floods will end, but how they will rebuild their lives afterward. With the monsoon season far from over, fears remain that the worst is yet to come.